Hello everyone, how are you today? Welcome to the YouTube channel. How are your plants doing today? Mine? Not so great. I water them every day, take care of them, and somehow they still die. Today, I want to share a story that actually helped me. After I read it, my plants stopped dying. By the way, this story comes from the book called Collected Works of Liu Zongyuan. It was written by Liu Zongyuan, a famous writer in the Tang Dynasty. His stories are usually short, simple, but they always carry a deeper meaning, not just about what people do, but why they do it. So, even though this is a story about planting trees, it's really about how we deal with life. Okay, let's get started. Long time ago, there was a very strange man. No one really remembers his real name. People just called him Camel. Not because he liked camels, not because he came from the desert, but because of his back. It was bent, raised high, and when he walked, he leaned forward, just like a camel. He was a hunchback. Most people would hate a name like that, but he didn't. When people called him Camel, he simply smiled and said, "Yeah, that sounds about right." And from that day on, he stopped using his real name. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. This man, Camel, was a tree planter. And not just any tree planter. If you lived in the capital, if you were rich, powerful, building gardens, orchards, estates, you wanted him. Because every tree he planted lived. Not only lived, they grew tall, strong, full of life. They thrived. They bore fruit early, and they bore a lot of fruit. Other gardeners tried to copy him. They watched him. They studied him. They did everything the same way, but somehow they always failed. So one day, someone finally asked him, "What's your secret?" Camel shrugged. "I don't really have one, and this is where you should listen carefully," he said. "I don't make trees grow." What? He didn't make the trees grow? That makes no sense. If you don't control, you lose, right? Especially in a video game. Alright, gaming time. Hi everyone, Ninja Turtle, let's go. Here we go. What? What? Oh. Boss? Boss is coming. What? Tough guy, huh? Yeah. Good. What? Oh. Okay. What? Oh. Okay. What? Dad? Oh my god. Game over. Okay, let's continue. Camel said, I don't make trees grow. I just don't get in their way. He explained it like this. When you plant a tree, make sure the roots are spread out. Use the original soil. Pack the earth properly. Do it carefully, like you were raising a child. But once it's planted, leave it alone. Don't keep checking on it. Don't touch it every day. Don't worry about it every hour. Just walk away. Leave it alone. Then he paused and added something interesting. Other people don't do this. They worry too much. They check the tree in the morning. They touch it again at night. They come back again just to be sure. Some even scratch the bark to see if it's still alive, or shake the roots to test if it's stable. They say they love the tree, but actually, they're hurting it. Now, here comes the twist. The man who asked the question said, "Can your method be used to govern people?" Camel laughed. "I'm just a tree planter, but I do live in the countryside, and I've seen the officials." And what he said next wasn't really about trees anymore. He continued, "Those officials, they give orders all the time. Plant faster, harvest sooner, work harder, raise your children better, take care of your animals. Drums calling people together, officials shouting day and night. People have to drop their food while they're eating just to respond to the officials. Those officials, they say, they care about the people, but the result is the people can't even live their life." Camel looked up slowly and said, "Maybe governing people is a lot like planting trees." And then Camel stopped. That's the end. No big conclusion, no dramatic ending, just like that. But maybe that's the point. Sometimes, the more you interfere, the worse things become. Sometimes, growth doesn't need control. It needs space. So, here's a question for you in your life. What are you holding too tightly? What are you tracking again and again just to feel in control? And what would happen if you simply let it grow? Let's wrap this up with the Japanese kanji. Ueru. It means to plant, not to force, not to rush, just plant it and let it grow. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe. Goodbye. Sayonara. Mata ne.